As I promised in the last video, we will dive into containers. And here we are. So let's begin with it. First, check if Docker is installed. Try to run this command, docker -- version. If that works by showing the Docker installed version, you're ready. If that don't work, you can download Docker from their website. There are different ways to install depending on what OS you are using. So it's better you following that tutorial for installing it and come back to what's the rest, my friend. Before we begin, it's very important to note that basically everything in Docker, you must first type the word Docker to indicate what Docker needs to do. It is just like it. For example, if you want to commit something, you just do git commit. Now let's run your first container, docker run hello world. So in this command, you have the word docker, the word run, and the name of the image you want to run. So what happens after we press enter? Basically, Docker downloads an image because it is not cached in your machine yet. Creates a container, runs it, and exits. Congrats, you just run a container. Now let's run something real. Docker run -b 8080:80-d nginx. By the way, nginx is a high-performance open-source software used as web server, reverse proxy, load balancer, HTTP cache, mail proxy, and MIDI streaming. Soon we can do a video series about it as well. I really want to learn how to do our reverse proxy, for example, or a load balancer. Well, about the command, the -d flag we put into tells the Docker that we want to run the container in the background. The -b tells what port we are listening from the container. For example, let's pay attention to the 8080:80 port. 8080 is the port we are going to be able to open the server at our machine. The column points to what we are listening to, and the 80 is the port that inside the container is being exposed to access the server content. Basically, this is like a bridge. Now, let's open our browser. Type http://localhost:88 and lastly press enter. This is the content from nginx container running. Let's see it running by typing in the terminal docker ps. Also, if you want to see all containers include those stopped, let's type docker ps-a. As you can see, each container has an ID and you need it, but no need for memorizing them right now. As I told you, those two commands that I just told you, you can run them whenever you want to check those IDs. To stop a running container, we use docker stop and the container ID. And to start it again, you just use docker start and container ID as well. The containers are always disposable. It is meant to be thrown away, so let's delete one. Just type docker rm and the container ID as well. If this container is running and we want to delete it anyway, we can run the same command with the -f flag. So basically type docker rm -f and the container ID. Sometimes it is very much necessary to see the logs, so we run this as well, docker logs container ID. In the last video about Docker, I said that each container has its own OS, operational system running, right? And I tell you that we are able to interact inside this OS with two flags, docker exec -it container ID bash. That is the name of the terminal you want to use after. The I in -it stands for interactive, and T is a flag to create a pseudo terminal. Now, since you are inside the container, it is important to tell that this is not your machine. This is actually the container's file system. And now, to exit the container, just type exit. Well, next video in this series will be about images. That's it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Love you guys, see you soon.